This is Sky Rey, an ordained Animist Minister with the Web of Life Animist Church and Spirit Bridge practitioner. And this is Between Worlds, a podcast where we explore the healing modality of sound journeys. A sound journey is a meditative exploration guided by sound, using instruments such as singing bowls, drum, voice, or flute. Sound can help quiet the analytical mind and create space for imagination, insight, and deeper awareness. Like a dream, each journey unfolds in its own way through images, emotions, sensations, and symbols that are unique to the listener. There is no right or wrong way to experience a sound journey. Simply listen, relax, and allow the experience to unfold naturally. The journeys shared in this podcast come from my personal practice. They are not offered as truths to be accepted, but as stories and experiences that have emerged through working with sound, intention, and altered states of awareness. Some may be understood as psychological, some as symbolic, and others as spiritual. My hope is simply to share what I have encountered and to invite reflection on the many ways we make meaning from our inner lives. Whether you listen as a seeker, dreamer, or simply out of curiosity, I invite you to enter these journeys with openness and wonder to discover what might be waiting beyond the familiar boundaries of everyday awareness. This journey is titled Stiff and Shriveled. I stand in journey space. Today, I travel on my own behalf. I want to learn, master, and practice deeper states of stillness because stillness terrifies me. It does not feel safe. I invoke the dragon Herne, who appears in the form of a giant illuminated stag. He lowers himself slightly and motions for me to climb onto his back. As I settle there, I notice another version of myself standing beside us. It is fear. I extend my hand toward her, inviting her to join me. She takes my arm and swings herself onto the stag's back, sitting directly behind me. Then I sense another part of myself somewhere nearby, trapped and unmoving. She feels rigid, hardened, stuck in place. I ask fear to take us to her. Fear moves through me, shifting positions until she sits closest to Herne. She leans forward and whispers something into his ear. We are off. Before long, a sarcophagus appears before us. It carries the unmistakable feeling of ancient Egypt. I open it. Inside, I find myself. My body is shriveled and stiff, completely dehydrated, as though every trace of life has been drained away. I lift this brittle version of myself from the tomb, and I hold her carefully in my arms. I do not know how to help her. Then the healing pool comes to mind. Instantly, we are there. Together, we wade into the water, hoping the pool will restore what has withered and decayed. My body looks like a shrinky-dink, tiny and fragile, drawn inward from the absence of nourishment and care, dehydrated. Slowly, the healing water begins soaking into my skin. My flesh softens and expands. Life begins returning to my body. Then, as the water is absorbed to a certain point, the shriveled version of me suddenly opens her eyes and gasps deeply for air. She looks around in confusion. I reassure her that she is safe. The water delights her. She begins to swim, diving down beneath the surface with her eyes wide open underwater, exploring the pool with childlike wonder. Then she speaks a prayer. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. She swims directly beneath me and rises upward into my body, merging seamlessly back into me, blending and folding herself into my form. As the drum beat begins to slow and fade, and I return to the beginning, which is also the end. After the journey, I was reminded of the resurrection plant, sometimes called the Rose of Jericho. When deprived of water, it curls inward and appears dead. Its leaves become brittle and shriveled, and it can remain in that state for an astonishing length of time. Yet when water is added, it slowly unfolds and comes back to life. What's fascinating is that the plant isn't actually dead. It appears dead. It becomes dry, curled inward, brittle and dormant. To an observer, it looks lifeless. But when water returns, it unfolds and greens again. Life was present the entire time. It was simply waiting for the conditions that allow it to express itself. That feels remarkably similar to what happens in this journey. The shriveled part of myself in the sarcophagus is not dead. She has become dehydrated, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, perhaps even physically. She is withdrawn inward, conserving what little life remains. The healing pool does not resurrect a dead part of me. It rehydrates a living part that has been deprived of nourishment. There's a subtle but important distinction there. The journey doesn't suggest that something is broken. It suggests that something is thirsty, in need of nourishment. That interpretation also changes the meaning of stillness. A resurrection plant can remain dormant for years, waiting for rain. From the outside, it appears lifeless, but beneath the surface, it is holding the potential for renewal. Perhaps the part of me that fears stillness has learned to associate immobility with abandonment or death. Yet the journey offers a different possibility. Stillness may be a state of waiting, incubation, or conservation, rather than extinction. That realization shifted something for me. How often do we mistake dormancy for death? How often do we look at parts of ourselves that have become withdrawn, exhausted, or numb and assume they are gone forever? Perhaps they are simply waiting for the water they need to unfold once again. Thank you for joining me, Sky Rey, Between Worlds. If there is one thing I hope you carry with you, it is the reminder that not everything that appears lifeless is dead. Some parts of us withdraw, curl inward, and become dormant when life feels overwhelming. What looks like stagnation may in fact be a form of survival, a way of preserving something precious until the conditions are right for it to emerge again. Until next time, may you find the courage to be still, the patience to trust your own unfolding, and the wisdom to recognize when a part of you is simply waiting for nourishment rather than repair. May you remember that life often returns not through force or striving, but through gentleness, presence, and care.